some of our compadres to make their way into the room. Refresh my screen over here. Welcome to the Legally Armed America Friday Night Live. We've got a lot of stuff to go over this week. A lot of cool stuff happening. Got to do a lot of cool stuff, and for some reason my internet on my iMac does not appear to be functioning properly. Yeah, shows that it's good. So I'm having issues with my internet connections. I'm going to go ahead and restart everything here while I'm waiting on you guys to roll in. I see we got somebody rolling in now. Guys, forgive my eyes. I've got to get up close to be able to see when you guys are rolling as far as your names, and I will do a roll call here in a minute. That's why I'm trying to get the iMac over here to get loaded up so I can see with the bigger text when you guys come in here. As you can see, we're 1 minute. Actually, I started 2 minutes early, but 1 minute early. So that give everybody kind of time to get in here before 7 p.m. And my Mac is not cooperating. I'm about to do one of those things that I hate to do, but I like to do because it shows that I'm still in control. Sometimes I like to do the forced reboot just to show the PC or the iMac, whatever you're working on, that you're calling the shots. So when it doesn't cooperate, sometimes I'm not into the habit of letting the little beach ball circle by itself. I'll just do a forced restart on the thing. That way, again, I feel like I'm in control. Tired of being controlled by these Skynet machines out there. And it looks like I might have to, because it is not wanting to. Yep, here we go. I'm in control. Force restart. There we go. Boom. Cleared everything. I don't care what it was. Cleared everything. Yeah, guys. 7 o'clock on the dot. So now, I don't know why Siri sometimes thinks that I'm talking to it. It'll just start. We didn't hear that or whatever, like it just did. A lot of cool stuff happening. I just got my first beer of the night. If you want to go grab you a beer, we'll do a slow roll to open up here. So you can get you a nice cold and get you a beer, mixed drink, glass of wine, whatever you want, or whatever you do to give yourself that little buzz or whatever to relax and kind of hang out, because that's what we're going to do. And here we are. We're starting back up here. Let me get this thing booted back up, and then we'll get started, because, again, I can't see the text very well on my phone that I'm recording from for the live shot, but on my iMac, the text is so much bigger that I, excuse me, I can see it and I can read it. So I'd like to definitely greet you guys. A lot of you ask a lot of times what my beer of choice is. I'm a big fan. I'm down here in Louisiana, so I'm a fan of any brand in the South. There are some brands in Louisiana, but Shiner from Shiner, Texas, is one of my favorite. And this one is the Sea Salt and Lime. This is a good one. This is a pretty good flavor here. I like their blonde. I drink the Shiner Bock blonde quite a bit, but this is pretty good. One thing I didn't think I would like, and I actually do, is their strawberry. Not a big fan of strawberry flavored things, but the strawberry flavored beer is pretty good. So kudos to Shiner Bock for being able to capture some of these oddball flavors and whatnot, and be able to make them palatable in a beer that still tastes good. All right, it looks like I've got everything rolling over here. Let me get rid of all these stupid pop-ups. iTunes, I do not need you, so go away. All right. Now, oddly enough, let's see, I don't trust. There we go. It came in now. It just updated. All right. Little quick roll call here. Green Soldier, I think you were the first one in the room. Good to see you. Mr. F&H, what's up, man? Good to see you. Larry Marcico, I believe, says smash that thumbs up and the like button. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Let's see. Leather Meg Prepper, what's up, dude? Daniel Waters, Ron Williams from Orange, Texas. Good to see you. I passed through your area yesterday. Kevin Hidalgo, what's going on, man? Seagard, Paul Woodall. Let me scroll through here a minute. Billy Slagle says you should check out Southern Draw. I believe it's from Shreveport, Louisiana. It's a dry hop pilsner, pretty nice. I'll check it out. So Southern Drawl. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out, man. Thanks. What's up, everyone? Monty's in here. MuttDog7411. Daniel, hey from Lake Charles. What's up, Daniel? Right in my neck of the woods, my back door, my backyard here. We got Kip Cage Fighter from, let's see, Noella, Oklahoma. Good to see you, man. Yeah, guys. Oh, really? Leatherneck Prepper says I keep recommending you for ATF director. I don't think that's going to happen. Not in this administration. I think I'm in a different direction than what David Chipman is, the current nominee for that role. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to be in there. Quick shout out, if you guys don't mind, to some of my sponsors that make not only this happen. They allow me to do some other things out there, you know, in the gun industry. You know, obviously it takes money sometimes to do this stuff. I'm not one of these kind of guys that acts like, you know, nobody pays me. And then I act like I'm not trying to sell their product when I am trying to sell it. I will tell you the difference between me and a lot of other people is that I seek these people out. In other words, whenever I use their products over time and I realize the product is a good fit for me, because not everything is a good fit for you. I don't care if somebody's paying you or not. It's not always a good fit. So when I find a product that is a good fit for me, I will seek those people out and ask them, hey, can we partner up somehow? You know, I'm willing to promote your stuff. I like your stuff. You know, I want to use your stuff. Can we work something out? And whenever we, you know, make that handshake and make it happen, it's all good for me. Because again, I've already vetted their product out because I sought them out in the beginning. Dirty Boar, these guys right here, friends of mine. They've become very good friends of mine, Kevin and Phil. Great CLP, great gun lube, gun cleaner. Everything they've got is just really good stuff. Check them out. Anytime you see me, anywhere, I don't care if it's out of town, especially in the Lake Charles area. If you see me and you ask me for a sample of Dirty Boar, I will give you one because I almost always carry it. Went to Texas for a shoot this past week, yesterday in fact. And had some with me, had samples with me. I always carry samples with me. If you catch me and I don't have samples with me, now they may not be on my person, but they'll be in my truck. But if I don't have any with me, I will send them to you. In other words, if you catch me at a show out of state or out of town somewhere, and if I'm not near my truck and I can't get them to you, I'll send you something. Now, it's one of those, I send it while I have supplies kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't have an abundant supply of lube that I just can give to if 10,000 people come to me, I can't supply that. But for the most part, I do try to carry enough with me that if somebody does stop me, I can give it to them. So please remember that. It's not imposing on me. Samples are made in sample size for a reason. They're made to give out. So you're not inconveniencing me when you ask me. So if you ask me when you see me, you are absolutely not inconveniencing me. Dirty Boar gives me these samples so that we can be gracious enough to give them to other people. So definitely, you know, stop me if you can. Also, let's see here. One of my favorite new bags. I have one just like this. This is a brand new one, and we'll get into this one in a minute. This, I forget what the exact name, the Juggernaut 5-Day Pack. This is by Advanced Warrior Solutions. A great, great, great pack. The owner of this company, actually, I think a couple of the guys in the company were actually the driving force and the success behind the older Drago bags that you probably remember seeing in a lot of the department stores. These guys here took it to the next level, raised the bar a little bit, and came out with just an awesome bag. This is a good size bag here. I don't have one of the 3-day bags with me. This is the 5-day bag. As you can see, it's a pretty good size bag. You know, holds a lot of compartments in here. You can see, and it's kind of cool. It's got the kind of Gucci looking on the inside. You know, the print, their little logo on the print of it. That's kind of neat. The little key thing here to hold your keys inside of it. It's got the pockets, which I really love these pockets on the side. Perfect for a bottle of water, if you want to put a bottle of water in there, or anything else, obviously. But they are made, and I do believe purposely for a size of a bottle of water. You have that on both sides. Big zipper in the back with a huge pocket. You can actually open this thing up. You know how a lot of luggage has the zipper on it, that you can actually unzip it, and it will widen. So it opens up the use of it, or you can minimize it by closing that zipper. This one has that also. One of the cooler things that I found about this, and me being a guy that wears glasses, it's good for me. if I'm going outside. Like yesterday, I was in the Houston area, so I was outside. I was in between, you know, sunglasses, and if I'd get in the shade, I'd put my regular reading glasses on so that I could see. This little pocket that they have on top, I don't know how well you can see that. You probably can't. My lighting's not good in here. It's got that cloth inside to it. It's not the canvas inside. It's a nice smooth cloth inside there. So it's pretty cool for putting your sunglasses in, and that's why they did it. I mean, they were thinking ahead. So they made that. You could throw keys in there if you wanted to, but it was perfect for me to throw my, and I don't have a pair of glasses in here other than the ones on my face. Perfect size for your glasses to go in there. Of course, it's got that same, I guess you could call it, let me open the ketchup right there. That's kind of cool too. It's got the little net things on the front, so if you want to slide your phone down inside there when you're wearing it, you can as well. But of course, it's got this little vented area right there where your spine would go through here, and that's going to be padded on your shoulder blades and your backbone right there. So a really nice bag, guys. This is a nice bag. I will get more into this later. I just wanted to show these guys are a supporter of the show as well. Let's see here. My friends over at Spartan Armor, doing a good video. Another, hopefully I'll wrap that video up this weekend on Spartan Armor. That's going to be cool. And the last thing, and it's really close to home. I told you guys about the Courage CBD, I believe last week. The drops that I take that got rid of my tennis elbow. I have tendonitis, or I tend to have tendonitis in my left elbow pretty bad. I don't right now because I'm taking the drops. This is a topical cream. As you can see, I haven't taken the lid off yet. It's sealed shut for safety. That's what I like about Courage CBD. This is a topical stuff. I'm having issues right now. Guys, I'm getting old. I'm 53 years old. And right now, I've had issues with my shoulders for a long time. Unfortunately, when I was younger and thought that I was smart, I lifted weights a little bit. And you always run across the people later in life that you should have talked to many years earlier. And one of my friends is an orthopedic surgeon, and he told me, he said, you should never lift weight above your head. Well, anyone who knows, who's maybe lifted weights over the years, knows that you've lifted weights over your head, definitely. He said the shoulders are not meant for weight to go above the shoulders. Well, I've jacked my shoulders all up, and this one here especially. And it's the weirdest thing. This is something that just started happening like 2 or 3 days ago. I think it might be a spur. Any of you that know anyone that have had shoulder issues and shoulder surgery, you've probably heard them say that you can get spurs, like bone spurs. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because I can't feel anything, but there are times when I move my shoulder just right and I can feel a poking in there. And that's what I'm going to use tonight after I take my shower before I go to bed. I'm going to put the topical cream on. Again, Courage CBD, another sponsor of the show. Really appreciate what they do. All right, I want to get into real quick, I've got a pretty cool giveaway that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take a sip of my beer. Again, those of you that are just now joining us, grab your own cold beer. I'm doing a giveaway. Now, usually when I do gun giveaways or whatever, and there's usually no strings attached. There's usually not a catch. Like people think, oh, what's the catch? What do I have to do? You don't have to do anything in most cases. In this case, there's a catch, and it's a little bit of a self-serving catch, but it's to help my family out and my son more notably. It is for my book. I know you guys might be tired of hearing me talk about my book, hardcover, paperback, but for everyone, this goes back to anyone who's already bought my book, not just people who might buy it going forward. Anyone who has purchased my book between now and Black Friday weekend. I will end this giveaway on Black Friday weekend and make the announcement for all the giveaway stuff either that weekend or the following couple of days. If you have purchased a copy of my book, paperback or hardcover, doesn't matter. I don't care which one, but if you've gotten a copy of my book, How to Make a Monster, which you can get it at howtomakeamonster.com. Again, howtomakeamonster.com. If you get a copy of my book before Black Friday, you will be entered into a contest to win what I said earlier about the Advanced Warrior Solutions bag. I'll be giving away one of these. I'll be giving away one of their frame rifle cases, an amazing rifle case. Again, guys, this is stuff I use. This is a brand new one, so let me hunt the zipper down so I can show you the inside. Wait till you see this. Check this out. This is a bad boy right here. You got a pocket over here. The pocket it's Velcro, so you can move it anywhere you want along this Velcro patch that you have there. Of course, you've got these straps right here to hold your rifle in. Then you come over here at the top, you run another rifle in there. And actually, I believe on this one especially, since it's got all this, it's got molly in it. You can't see. It's got molly in it, and it's got these guys right here to hold your straps to hold your rifle in. You could probably double up and put two rifles, smaller ones up here, as long as you didn't have optics on it or a magazine or something like that. Another cool thing about it, of course, they have the padded shoulder straps on it. But all this molly, kind of like laser cut looking molly that they have on the front. Of course, these are pouches, two very big. This is practically the size of that 5-day pouch right here that I just had, this whole bottom pocket. And this top is pretty good size too. But you'll notice all this molly that you have in here. These guys have tons of different, if you look at my latest Instagram post, you'll see they've got tons of different magazine pouches. They've got like Glock size pouches. You can get the longer big stick type pouches. They're smaller, but they're long. They'll hold them. You can get 5.56 magazine pouches. It depends on what size you want. They actually put, I don't know if this is a good representation of it, because this is another one of their cases. This one's called the Raptor, again by Advanced Warrior Solutions. See how they put their mag pouches in here? This is really cool, guys. It's got neat stuff in here. You really got to see it. I may do a review on a couple of these bags where you can see them in more in depth, but they're gonna have, if some of the other pouches aren't made like this, you can actually roll this down farther. So if you're using maybe a 10 or a 15 round magazine, which who would do that unless you live in California? But this is going to fit perfectly a 30 round magazine. Again, this is one of them also. One of the bags that you'll be able to win. Nice big pouch right here. Big pouch. Of course, shoulder strap. A little bit more lightweight right here. So you've got that. And did I bring? Nope, I did. I thought I brought in the range bag. Range bag's cool. I've been waiting on the range bag. Got a range bag in yesterday. Where is the... Oh. I will also be giving away, other than the Advanced Warrior Solutions bags, we're going to do, on the bags, we're going to do one giveaway, one bag giveaway per month. So we're going to do a September, we're going to do an October, and we're going to do a November Advanced Warrior Solution bag. So we're giving away 3 bags. So obviously, if you buy that book in September, you're going to be eligible for all 3 of those drawings. You know what I mean? It's not like you have to buy it in that month. So obviously, someone who buys the book in October is not going to be eligible for the September drawing. So I guess my point is, the sooner you buy the book, you're going to be eligible for all 3 months worth of drawings. Plus the main drawing that we have. Those 3 drawings are just supplemental drawings that we're going to do during September, October, November. Then, after Black Friday, we're going to make the announcement. And we're going to let these guys pick what they want, the top winners. This is a Viper Red Dot that we're going to have right here. I haven't even opened the package yet. In fact, I'm not going to. I'm going to let whoever wins it open it up themselves. But yeah, nice little red dot right there. That is going to be one of the prizes. And the next top prize is going to be, and this one is near and dear to my heart. Check this out. This is a Rossi 22 pump action 22. That's pretty neat. The reason why this one is so near and dear to me, and this is brand new, just picked it up a while ago. Very, very cool. This is near and dear to my heart. Of course, you have your crossbar safety right here on the bottom. This one is special to me. And the reason why, I grew up with a 22 very similar to this. I can almost say that I matured as a gun owner with something like this. Guys, I'm 53. So when I grew up, when I was a kid, probably when we moved out into the country, I was 11 years old. So between the time of 11 and probably 13 or 14, you know, once you become a teenager, you're too cool for anything else at that point, or at least I was too cool for this. But early on in my life, you know, I was raised to respect guns. I was raised, you know, it was one of those things back in our time. My parents didn't go over the 4 rules of gun safety because they weren't necessarily written down like that. We grew up knowing the 4 rules of gun safety, but not because they were rules, because anything you did other than that was stupid. Of course, you don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. That's just common sense. It just happens to be written down now as one of the 4 rules of gun safety. Of course, you don't aim the gun at something you're not willing to destroy. Common sense, right? We knew that growing up. Our parents knew that growing up. They didn't have to tell me, don't aim that gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. It's like, point that gun in a safe direction. We knew what a safe direction was. You didn't need to define that for us. You know, all those things were things that we all grew up just knowing. That's why we all are such good, responsible gun owners. Well, I had a Winchester like this, almost identical to this. It was a little bit smoother. Like this gun, obviously, it's brand new. So it's going to take some time for somebody. I've got safeties on. Well, is it? Yeah. There we go. It's going to take some time to probably break this thing in a little bit. You can see it's clunky. Now it's easy. Plus, it's very, very sharp, too. But my old Winchester, that thing, you had to be careful not to pull back on this thing accidentally because it would open up the bolt. It was that worn out. We would take those things. My brother, I forget what he had. I think he had a semi-automatic. He was older than me. And I believe he had a semi-automatic. And my dad used to buy us just the buckets of bullets, the buckets of 22. And we would just fill our pockets up with the 22s. And we lived out in the country. And on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning, or whatever, or a summer day, my brother and I would just fill our pants pockets, short pockets, whatever up with 22s. In fact, we had an old World War II looking little pouch that we would sling around us, fill that up with handfuls of 22s. And we would just walk the ditches. We'd go through the woods, go through the fields out there. And if something was alive, it was dead after we passed through there. I know that's not the most responsible thing in the world, but you know how it was growing up, you know, as a kid. Snakes, turtles, frogs, anything that was out there, you know. We'd shoot flowers off of the stems. I mean, just, you know how it is when you're growing up as a kid. And it was so cool because we learned not only how to handle a firearm at a very young age, we respected the hell out of them because, you know, we were together. We knew how to aim our guns. We knew how to carry our guns. You know, we had a pretty much set way of how we carry it. We were very aware of not only our muzzles, but each other's muzzles. And we didn't shoot, you know, off into the distance, you know, where homes might be. We didn't aim up into the air knowing that we had a rifle. Of course, back then we also shot with our dad waterfowl and birds and whatnot. So we understood clearly the difference between a bullet running through the air and a bunch of projectiles coming out of a shotgun. We knew we could shoot a shotgun off into the air, but not a rifle. So it was all that kind of stuff. And that's why I decided to choose this Rossi right here, because it's so dear to me as far as bringing back memories of me when I was a kid. I mean, shooting just like this. It's kind of got those Mossberg rings on it that you see in the Mossberg 590s or 500s. So it just brings back tons of memories looking at this thing. I mean, it's made just like my old Winchester was. The release here is a little bit different, but other than that, it's pretty much the same gun. But yeah, I mean, that's because of my book. My book has a lot about children in here. I talk about the importance of children, about them being, you know, it's not a book about gun safety to teach children. That's not what it's about. But I talk about how important and valuable our children are to us and to our future going forward. And it's so, so important to me that we continue that. So I felt like having that theme. If you look at the overriding theme of my book, it is absolutely making sure that we are raising effective children and not defective children in society. And I felt like this was a good giveaway, kind of a good grand prize right here, because it brought me back to my childhood, and it was one of those kind of things. So kind of a nostalgic gift from me to be giving away in reference to my book. So again, there's a catch, you know, you got to buy the book. But if you've already bought the book, you're already entered. Don't sweat that. I have records of all the purchases. If you've bought the book in person, simply email me. I know the people I've sold the books to in person, simply because I've sold them to you at a gun show. If for some reason I don't know you and you've bought the book from my store, not online. If you bought it online, I've got records of it. But if you've bought the book from my store here in Lake Charles and we don't have your name, simply email me a picture of you holding your book and just give me your name, and that will enter you into the contest. What I'll do is I'll go in there and I'll manually put you into the contest, so you will be entered. So yeah, man, again, I'm trying to sell my book. My book is paying for hopefully, a lot of the things in the future for my son whenever we're gone. Those of you that don't know, my son he's special needs and he'll never live on his own. So this is essentially the things that I do, heck, the YouTube channel that I do. Everything that I do outside of my normal job is to prepare him for his future whenever my wife and I are gone. So that's why, guys. I mean, yes, I'm trying to make money, but it's going to a good cause. I'm not buying a Cadillac or something like that, or nice rims for my car or something like that. It's truly going to a trust fund for my son. Anyway, guys, definitely go check it out. Howtomakeamonster.com. Again, howtomakeamonster.com. You can find the book there. You can find the book. It's on Amazon too. I don't really push the Amazon a whole lot because it's $1 more on Amazon. You know, the whole point of that is they charge a fee for me to sell my products on Amazon. So I'm just offsetting that fee because I'm not asking a ton of money for it already. So it is $1 higher on Amazon. So save your $1 and just get it from howtomakeamonster.com. You know what I mean? It's no different for me because we ship it from the same place. So it doesn't affect us on my end. I just rather see you guys. I know it's $1. It's only $1, but I'd rather see you guys save the $1 and just get it from howtomakeamonster.com. Good book. The book is about essentially the things that I see that we are doing that are kind of hamstringing our children and creating mass killers, mass shooters, rampage killers out of our children today. People always ask about why do we have mass killings and what are we going to do to stop these? But nobody does anything to stop them. Nobody does any research to try to figure out why we have rampage killers out there. Why do they keep happening? How are they cultivating? What are the commonalities between them? What are the common denominators? You know, can we take all these rampage killers and see if there's things they have in common? Well, there are. There are very obvious things in common. And I go into great detail in the book and I talk about them. I also talk about how the gun control and the anti-gun people out there, how they talk about trying to end mass shootings that they call them, but that they really don't want to end them. And they truly don't want to end mass shootings because they make so much money off of them. You know, if mass shootings went away, every town for gun safety would go out of business. And it is absolutely a business for them. So they make tons of money. They profit a lot. Their salaries, their travel, they get to go to, exotic places all over the world. They do all these things in the name of rampage killers. They fake tears whenever there's any kind of thing out there. I'm not saying that they're all heartless and then none of them care about people in general. They probably do care about people and they probably don't want people to get killed. But in the back of their minds, they know that that's their bread and butter. And if they go away, then clearly their money goes away. That's the only reason I can figure that they truly don't do the research that I did in this book. Guys, I'm no psychiatrist. I'm no psychologist. I'm not an economist. I'm not a doctor of any sort. There's nothing that qualifies me to do the research that I did in this book any more than what they could be doing with their money. I don't make millions of dollars. I'm a middle-class guy, blue-collar worker. I don't make the kind of money that these people make. They have millions of dollars that they make, but they won't take the time to do the little bit of research that I did. Now, it took me 2 or 3 years to research everything. In this book, just so you know, I don't just blab for 200 pages. As you can see on the very last page, there are 254 footnotes in this book. The back of it, these are all footnotes. So I cite all of my sources in here. It's not just me saying what I believe. It's me doing the research and putting it in a book so that if you don't believe me, if an anti-gun person takes this book and says Paul's lying, anybody can prove them wrong because I put all the resources in here. Everything is in here. Every bit of research that I did is in this book. So no one can dispute it factually. And if they do, if they tell you it's wrong, it's because they're too lazy to go look, or they don't want to look at the footnote that takes them to the place where they can actually see the truth and where I got my information from. I don't make this stuff up. I got every bit of information from somewhere and put it in this book. So I'm real proud of this book. The back of it, I'm also real proud of the guys that had some kind words. Freddie Real, who is he's the editor-in-chief of Ammo Land online edition, and Max Michel, world champion shooter Max Michel. They both spoke and said some really cool things about my book on the back of it. So really cool, guys. Again, you enter by buying the book. If you've already bought the book, you are entered. The Viper from Vortex and the Rossi gun. And remember, we're doing a bag giveaway September, October, November. All right. A lot of stuff going on. I will be doing a video in the next couple of days on, if you guys have seen, the UN is doing some stuff. Oh, shoot. They're trying to, or the Biden administration is trying to get our information tied in with this UN stuff that, you know, Donald Trump may not have done a ton of stuff for the gun community, but he did do this. He stopped Americans from getting their information given to the UN. Basically, it's a worldwide gun registration, in essence, is what it is. It's information about gun owners that the UN is trying to get. Joe Biden just, I don't remember what it was. Again, I'm doing the video, I'm working on it, so I'll have more facts on it when I upload the video. Right now, it's a lot of supposition because I don't remember exactly what I was putting together, but essentially Joe Biden's trying to allow our information to be shared with the United Nations, which we all know is nothing but a globalist organization out for one world globalism and all that kind of crap. That's not a conspiracy. They actually say that's what they're looking for. They really do want like a one world kind of thing. Not a fan of the UN, guys. Not a fan of them. I think they're worthless. I think that they are racist. You can hear my son yelling over here. All these kinds of things, everything bad about any kind of bureaucracy is what's wrong with the UN. And the way I see it, they are pretty much a cocktail party. They are for the rich, they're for the elite. The UN does nothing. Hey, Evan! They do nothing for anybody. They don't help anyone. They go out there and they basically try to guide traffic in other countries. They don't help anyone. They don't stop. They don't squash any of these genocidal happenings that you see in other countries. Yes, there's genocide that happens all over the world. The UN cries about it and the UN begs for money. You send them money and they do absolutely nothing. They're a horrible organization. They're for the globalist, rich, and elite. They meet at these cocktail parties all over the world. They schmooze with each other. They brag about all the money that they have. And then they spend it all right in front of our faces and have all these nice parties that we never see pictures of, but they happen all the time. They're always flying to really extravagant places all over the world to do things. And you're wondering, why are you doing this? It's because they got to spend the money. I mean, they have expenses that they got to get rid of for tax reasons. And of course, they try to gut the American people every chance they get. And they hate the fact that, go on, buddy, they hate the fact that we have a Second Amendment. First of all, they absolutely hate the Second Amendment, but they hate the fact that we have guns, because their ultimate goal has always been to de-gun the world. They have always been anti-gun. As you guys have probably seen in the past, they have that, what's the statue in New York City at the United Nations? They have that big revolver-looking statue where the barrel is tied in a knot. That's their anti-gun statue. So anyway, I'm putting the video together. I've got some older videos, like when I say older, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, about some of the things that the UN was trying to do, but it got squashed. Barack Obama didn't have, I think, the political will to push these things through, even though he talked about pushing them through. Donald Trump didn't, he never seemed interested in pushing them through, thankfully for that. But Joe Biden appears to be heading in that direction. Personally, I don't think Joe Biden is aware of things going on. I know a lot of this stuff seems to be falling at Joe Biden's feet. Guys, I think Joe Biden spends half the day crapping in his pants and rubbing it in his hair. I don't think Joe Biden knows what's going on. And I'm not taking up for the guy because I can't stand the guy. I think he's a freaking pervert. I think he's a child molester. He's a little freak. You know, he does stuff that is not acceptable to and around children. His son is a freaking crackhead piece of crap. I am no fan of Joe Biden, but I don't think he's the one that started this dumpster fire in the world right now. All this stuff that he's done, somebody's pushing his buttons. Joe Biden is not smart enough or cognizant enough to do half the stuff that he's done. So whomever it is calling the shots right now, whether it's Valerie Jarrett or Barack Obama or whoever, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But somebody is clearly calling the shots, because Joe Biden does not have the cognitive ability, I don't think, to tie his own shoes, let alone, you know, he's been taking a lot of flack for all the stupid stuff and the horrible things happening in Afghanistan right now. Guys, I don't think he's capable of that. If a team, okay, he's a good fall guy right now. For whoever's calling the shots, they don't take any blame. They're whoever Mr. X is over here, and it's probably a group of people, but whoever Mr. X is who's truly calling the shots, and you got Potato Head Joe over here, Joe is the one taking all the flack while these people make all the bad decisions and send the world, and especially the United States, down in flames. Joe's the one over here taking the blame for it while these people can hide behind the curtain over here and do whatever they want. So crazy stuff going on, guys. I mean, I have so many questions for what's really happening in this government right now and how it's happening, and, you know, who's okay with it. You know, look, guys, every time Joe Biden gets up to the mic, he says, "Oh, they told me that I needed to ask Helen from MSNBC a question first. Oh, they told me not to take questions. Oh, they're gonna get mad at me if I start taking questions. I'm not supposed to take questions. They told me I'm not supposed to take questions today. I better not do that. They told me." It's always they told me to do this, or they are going to get mad at me, or they're gonna get me in trouble. Who is they? Nobody else has ever said that, and it's truly something. Because the other day when he said it, he meant it. Like, he was looking like, well, they told me that I can't take any questions right now. You know what I mean? It's the weirdest dynamic that I've ever seen. Anyway, there's some stuff that Joe or whoever Mr. X is that they're pushing to try to give the UN. See, if they can convince us that the UN is a legitimate force and a legitimate power, that they actually have authority within the boundaries and the borders of the United States. If Joe Biden, or again Mr. X, can convince us, the American people, make us think and make us believe that, just like they make us believe masks might be effective, make us believe that the UN intends good for us, wants what's right for us, and that they actually have authority within our borders, then they've won their battle. Because the UN has no authority within the borders of the United States right now. That's not a thing. In fact, UN charters and all that kind of stuff, that has to be, I don't know how it's ratified, but there's a way to ratify that. Joe Biden can't just say, we have to listen to the UN now. Congress actually has to have a hand in that. Again, I'll try to spell a lot of that out also, guys, but don't get too worried when you see my video, and I'll try to explain a lot of that in the video, or what you might be hearing in the news, because some people are starting to talk about this. The UN is not about to come in here and start taking our guns from us. The UN, I can promise you, as little as they actually do in the world, they're not coming to our doors and taking our guns. Those powder blue helmets are not going to look the same if they go door to door in the United States to try to take guns. It's not going to happen. And they know that. They know that. That's why they don't want us having guns. The UN truly knows that they have no power in the United States as long as we all have guns. They know that. That's why they don't want us to have guns. Again, you de-gun the people, and then you get the power with those people. That's what the issue is. So the UN is, if our government can convince us and force us to believe, again, just like mandates, oh, you know, you need a mask. That's going to save your life. Your kid needs a mask. If they can convince people of that, they can convince the people, a lot of people, that the UN has power. Because most people, I mean, most people are too stupid. They're stupid and they're lazy. That's a horrible combination. If you're stupid and lazy, that means you're stupid enough to believe what you're being told and you're too lazy to look into it and decide if it's a fact or not. I'm sure most of you look at your neighbors, family members, and that applies to a bunch of them. That's the downside to what we're dealing with. Every day, people in America get more and more stupid and reliant on somebody else. And I'm telling you, a lot of Americans probably believe the UN has some authority and some power and some stroke within the borders of the United States. And that is a scary thing, because that means they simply have not taken the time to research that and find out those truths. So hopefully I can put a little bit more light on that in my video and explain how the Second Amendment is slowly creeping back into the sights of the UN. They've finally realized they've got a puppet in there that they can convince to do certain things for them and do their bidding for them. And yeah, I mean, little small victories along the way for the UN is going to do nothing more but to give them more and more power. And just like everything, once you give it, it's hard to take it back, man. It's hard to take it back. So if we go and give the UN power, good luck getting it back. Although, you know, all we really got to do, honestly, is just shut them down. They don't have any power here. You just tell them, you got to leave. The way I see it, the UN has no authority. You know how, okay, a sheriff's deputy in the state of Texas has no authority in my parish where I live in Louisiana, right? A sheriff's deputy in Harris County, Texas, cannot come to Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, for any reason and have any jurisdiction. They just don't have it. So if the UN comes to my house, especially if they tried to kick my door in, I'll be calling 911, because there's going to be a mess to clean up, because that's breaking and entering. These guys have no jurisdiction. They have no authority to be at my front door for whatever reason. I don't care if I did do something wrong. The UN is who you don't send to my door if I did something wrong. That's the wrong people. They got no authority, no jurisdiction here. Just like that Texas county sheriff has no jurisdiction over here. So that's what we're going to have to realize, and that's what we're going to have to educate people, is when the UN attempts to and tries to start talking about how Americans now need to submit their information to them or whatever, we need to give them the middle finger and a big hell no. They got no jurisdiction over us. We'd be like, what? That'd be like my neighbor calling me and telling me they need my bank account number. No, I'm not giving you that. I don't care why or what you want it for. You're not getting it. So we just need to remember that. Again, I'm preaching to the choir, because everybody on here is smart enough to know that the UN has zero jurisdiction within the bounds of the United States. But we have to be the message carriers out there to be telling our friends and family out there that this kind of stuff is not going to happen, and why it's not going to happen, because the UN does not have any jurisdiction. What else? I will probably get booted off of my live stream now today in the great state of Louisiana, even though we have a garbage governor. He's not the one that did this, by the way. Years ago, we started a tradition in the state of Louisiana. It's a Second Amendment tax-free weekend, and it's almost always Labor Day weekend, almost always. So you can go buy anything Second Amendment related. The main reason why is because most of our hunting seasons are really kicking or about to kick off. Duck hunting season, teal season is, I think, next week, the first split. Deer season, everybody down here is working on their food plots and their deer blinds right now. You know, most of our hunting seasons are about to kick off. So that's why they did that years ago, because, all right, you know, you want to go buy your shotgun shells or your deer hunting ammo, a new shotgun, a new rifle, anything that is gun related. And we call it the Second Amendment tax-free weekend. But it's anything that's gun related you can actually buy and not pay tax on. Very cool thing. Very, very cool tradition that we've had here. I'm sure other states do it too, but I'm very proud to say Louisiana has stuck with this tradition over the years. So anytime June, July rolls around, and if I've got my eye on a new firearm or want to buy in bulk for ammo, I typically will wait till the Second Amendment weekend and buy it tax-free. Today I got, and again I say I might get kicked off of YouTube because on a live stream I'm not supposed to touch or handle a firearm. If I do, they'll kick me off or whatever. So if I lose this stream here in a minute, this is going to be why. I'm going to try to hold this up without looking like I'm holding it. But this is a Taurus. I'm not a Taurus guy. Don't shoot me or anything like that. But this is a Taurus TX. The reason why I got it, I was interested in it. It's a pistol, 22 pistol that will take an RMR on top of it. And here we go. That's it right there. Ugly, ugly, ugly. I agree. It's a very ugly gun. It's got the open hood design right here, very similar to a Beretta 92. But yeah, that is a 22, and I thought that was really cool looking. I'm going to get that, put an RMR on there, and I'm just going to run that thing and see how it looks, how it runs. I'm always into a plinking gun with ammo prices what they are now. I thought that would be kind of cool to get. I got some other guns too, and I'll try to show you guys in some other videos, maybe some Facebook or Instagram posts as well. But yeah, I mean, I've got some cool stuff. That one right there, I'll probably be doing a video on it because I always like to promote that lower cost target shooting, just to stay familiar with your firearm. I know a lot of people are not doing a lot of shooting right now because of ammo prices. The ammo availability seems to be coming back a little bit, but the prices are still up there. So people are still really guarded about shooting what they've already got in stock because they don't want to have to replenish it at that higher price. So I'm still trying to promote in many cases, still getting that trigger time, getting some live fire time. I mean, dry firing is still a great practice, and it keeps you familiar with the ergonomics and the use of all your firearm and all the controls and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of those things where if we can, even though 22 is still higher than what it should be, it's still much cheaper than going practice with 9mm or whatever. You can go out there and, you know, bang out 100, 200 rounds of 22, and you're not going to feel guilty about it. You know, when I drive home, sometimes if I've gone and I've, you know, say reviewed a gun or something like that, I drive home and I see those 2, 3, 4 empty boxes, 9mm boxes on my floorboard of my truck, and I feel guilty. I feel like I've done something wrong. Like, oh man, that's, you know, I don't get that back. It's gone. So anyway, that's one of those kind of things where I feel like by having these low-cost methods of keeping some trigger time, and again, I don't hate Taurus. I just know what the quality of their products, the reputation that they have. This is actually only the second or third Taurus that I will have ever shot. One was that Curve, the Taurus Curve. That was a turd. That was an absolute turd. That was a gimmicky idea that nobody wanted. No one was asking for that. It was hard for me to film that video, but I did. And the judge, I had a judge that I did a video on. So those are the only 2 Tauruses in 12, 13, 14 years that I've ever shot. This will be the 3rd one. Again, I like the fact that this was a pistol that you could shoot 22 in, and again, get some trigger time. Low cost. I don't remember what the cost of it was. Give you an idea. $430. Wow, that's more expensive than I thought it would be. So yeah, that's but no taxes. No taxes. Anyway, from a practicing standpoint, I think that's kind of cool. I do have some other little 22s. I have a Colt 22 made just like it's a 1911, but it's not the true working parts of a full 1911. So I do have some plinking pistols, Ruger Mark IV, I believe. Some things like that, but I thought this was a neat one. It was a little bit more like your normal poly guns out there. You know, the design of it is probably a whole lot more like designs you might have today, like Glocks and those polymer. I think it looks like a Walther, actually. If you look at that grip angle of it, it has the look of, say, a Walther, and even some of the HK guns, this little swell that it's got right here, looks like Walther and HK. So anyway, I felt like because of the ergonomics of it, it might be a good practice gun for any of you that might have a polymer gun that you might be using. What else? Don't know what else to talk about. Kind of threw this together. Again, guys, please, please, please check out the guys that are good to me. Courage CBD. Go to Courage. I think it's purecourage.com is their website. Advanced Warrior Solutions, who make these awesome bags. Go to advancedwarriorsolutions.com. And of course, the Dirty Boar Lube. Those guys are good. Follow them on their social medias too. They do giveaways and stuff like that too. And they'll be promoting a lot of the giveaways that I'm doing. So you guys will be able to kind of get a good eye for what we're pushing out there going forward. But yeah, don't forget, grab my book at howtomakeamonster.com, howtomakeamonster.com, and that will enter you into the chance to win that Rossi Pump Action 22, which, by the way, I'm sitting here holding that Pump Action 22. My stream's still going, so apparently, well, I don't know, it's locked up over here on my screen. Did they end it? No, I don't think they did. Yeah, I guess they didn't lock my my thing up earlier. Here I'm sitting here talking about not wanting to let them see me hold a gun. I'm holding that Rossi like like it's nobody's business. So apparently they didn't ban me yet. They may take the video off later though. But yeah, guys, lot of cool stuff going on. I will be just so you guys know, those of you that are more fans of the shooting style of videos that we put out. Louisiana summers are brutal. They're brutal. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had heat indices of 110, 113, something like that. So I don't do a lot of shooting videos during the summer. I can't handle it. I can't take the heat that much anymore. It's just tough. So I do more probably political type videos. Plus my studio, I'm still building it, so I don't have like a permanent place to set up. My other studio, I had permanent lights that were hung from the ceiling. My camera was always in the same place. My mic, I just walked in, grabbed the mic, put it on my shirt. It was easy for me to do all that. So by rebuilding this studio, I'll get back to that probably in a couple of months. I'll be back there again for sure. Probably by the fall, in the middle of the fall, I will be there. But right now, everything's just kind of up in the air for me. So it's tough for me to get these videos done like I used to do. But things are starting to evolve and get back to where they're supposed to be. Our temperatures probably next week, they've leveled off this week, and they're supposed to not go down, but at least be more bearable. When your heat index is 110 outside, the temperature can drop 5 degrees and makes a massive difference. So that alone makes it to where I can get out there. I don't mind sweating. I just don't want to get to the point where I'm about to pass out. And that's where our Louisiana summers can be like. So you're all going to see a whole lot more of my shooting videos. I've got tons of guns. I've got a really unusual Ruger. It looks like a sawed-off Ruger rifle, about this long, 9mm. I guess it's a PCC. It might even be a firearm for all I know, not even a pistol. But nevertheless, I have one of those. I've got some shotgun videos. I've got an FN shotgun, the real pretty blue FN shotguns that you've seen. I've got one of those to review. I've got a Beretta 5.56 AR-15 behind here. I have it to review. I've got tons of stuff to review, tons of stuff to shoot. I'm going to do some torture tests on the Rock Island Armory STK 100. So that's going to be starting back up. I'm going to resume the torture test, my gun bully segments on the Rock Island Armory VR 80 that I have. So anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do. So we're about to start kicking all that back off. Again, I'm not waiting for it to get cool down here because it rarely gets actual cool, but at least to where it's not so brutal in the summertime. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I want to thank CBD, the Courage CBD guys for helping me out, Advanced Warrior Solutions, Dirty Boar, and Spartan Armor. Those guys are really helpful to me. Armscore Ammunition also, they provide me my ammunition. I really appreciate that, especially in times like they are right now. Don't forget to go check out my book at howtomakeamonster.com to enter to win the contest for the Pump Action Rossi and the bags from Advanced Warrior Solutions and the Viper Red Dot Optic. Guys, hopefully I'll be here next Friday. I'm trying to keep this thing going every single Friday if I can. It's not always that easy because I have so many things going on. I'm actually, once I finish building the studio, my goal is to put out a weekly podcast as well. It would appear to me that a lot of truck drivers follow me on YouTube. And a lot of them have told me, man, do a podcast. Because what they'll do is they'll pull my videos up and they'll take the Friday Night Lives that you're watching right now. They'll play them in their trucks and listen to the audio whenever they're, in between on their routes. So I've had a big push for podcasts, and I've had some sponsors show some interest in the podcast. So I'm planning to start a podcast this fall. I've done some podcast episodes before. I just never did it consistently. So I'm looking to revive the high capacity podcast for Legally Armed America, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So a lot of irons in the fire, guys, but it looks to be going forward a lot of cool things happening that I'm excited about. Real quick, I'm going to roll through here and try to run off some of the names that I did not catch earlier, and it looks like my Mac is frozen up. I do not understand what the deal is tonight. I'm just going to read the ones that I can see here. Chad Stevens either is still here or was here. Kip the Cage Fighter is in there. Ghost Rider. CJ's in here. Sean Deere. Casey Miller. Ron Williams. Daniel Waters. Mr. FNH is still in here. Ghost Rider. Let's see. And I think that's as far as I can go because my Mac is frozen up. So it's not letting me. Yeah, I can't roll anymore. I know there's different ones of you guys in here. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out. Guys, thoughts and prayers to our neighbors to our east. Just like anything else, when smaller communities like ours here in the southwest Louisiana area, where those of you that are not familiar with Louisiana, I'm in the Lake Charles, Louisiana area. We are the area that got devastated by Hurricane Laura last year, absolutely destroyed this area. We're still recovering from it. We have not, again, my shop is still being rebuilt. There's still fences down in my neighborhood, oak trees down. I mean, you go everywhere, the whole town looks still horrible. But of course, Ida hits, and it didn't even really devastate New Orleans. In fact, I heard that next week, all of New Orleans will have power back. Guys, we were out of power for a month here in southwest Louisiana. A month, 4 weeks. That's devastation. So the people in New Orleans are getting power back next week, but because they hit a big city and because of Katrina's horrible past that they had in the past where so many things went wrong with Hurricane Katrina, that's big news over there, plus it's a big city. Truthfully, the people south of New Orleans, that's the ones who are suffering right now. All in that Bayou Lafourche area, Lockport, all down in that area south of New Orleans and south of Baton Rouge. Those people, Grand Isle I heard was uninhabitable after this hurricane hit it. In other words, I don't even know if they're going to be able to pull permits to rebuild down there. I don't know if the local people, local government will let them rebuild because just the devastation they have. I think they're like, man, we're not sure we can rebuild this, and they don't think it's safe to live there now. So thoughts and prayers to those people. They are our neighbors. They are in our state. We're always. I know that they did a lot to help us out when Hurricane Laura hit. Actually, my friends from Gator Guns, they're going down to, I don't know what part of Louisiana in that area, but in the hurricane-ravaged area on Sunday to bring some supplies down there. They're sending down everything from tarps. They're actually taking some monetary collections, water, gas cans, all that kind of stuff. So, again, my thoughts and prayers go out to them. We've done a few things on the side. We don't brag about it, so I'm not going to go into detail about it, but there's some things we're doing to try to help out down there also because, again, they are our friends, and I know they tried to help us whenever we needed it last year. So, guys, just keep them in your thoughts if you don't mind. Have a great weekend, guys. It is a long weekend, Labor Day weekend, for those of us that still work for a living and don't sit on a couch and draw a check from the federal government. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're working through the weekend, be careful because there's probably going to be a lot of traffic on the roads. If you are, in fact, drinking a beer, wine, mixed drink, whatever, please stay home or get a designated driver if you don't mind. We want to see you back here every week, so we don't want to read about you in the news unless you actually won the lottery or something like that. So please be safe if you are consuming some adult beverages. Guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy yourself at the range if you go. Teach somebody else how to shoot a gun. Teach some gun safety to somebody. Bring an old person to the range if you want to. And reintroduce them to guns or something like that. But whatever you do, be safe. And I hope to catch you back here next week. Thanks, guys.